and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My cheater's on. This is the Mahoning County Commissioners Hearing Room, regular meeting number 45, Thursday, November 10th, 2022, slightly after 10. We called the meeting to order for public comments. 3 minutes. State your name and address for the record, if anyone has any public comments at this time. Okay, seeing none, we'll go forward. Approval of the previous minutes of board meeting number 44, Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, and approval of bills for payment. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy-Agati?
Yes. Number 1, journal entries. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve journal entries.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy-Agati?
Yes. Number 2, agreements. A, Linda, Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Good morning, everyone. Letter A is an agreement with Travel Boards that handles all the advertising and marketing on the Ohio Turnpike. We have backlit signs inside the service plazas along the Turnpike, advertising all of our great hotel accommodations with easy access to the Turnpike exits that we have here. These signs will be up for a year, and the cost is $12,375, not general.
Okay, thank you. B, engineers. Rick?
Good morning, Commissioners. It's an agreement with Republic Services for our landfill disposal, street sweepings, and we do road cleanings in the spring. It's in the estimated amount of $5,000 non-general.
Okay, thank you. C, Jobs and Family Services, Audrey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Audrey, Nancy, and Jim. Job and Family Service Agreement with Help Hotline Crisis Center Incorporated to provide telephone backup and relay services for Adult Protective Services Unit in the amount of $6,000 non-general.
Okay, thank you. And D, lead. Phil?
Commissioners, D is an agreement with Howland Company LLC for lead hazard control and healthy homes work at 412 Ferndale in the amount of $46,182.50, also in conjunction with the City of Youngstown CDBG funds, non-general funds.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, agreements A through D. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve agreements.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy-Agati?
Yes. Number 3, change orders, EMA, OMB. Oh, chief.
It's, I don't think Anna's on, is she?
No, you're not.
Okay. Just a change order, number 1 with us town trustees to extend out the APCO training until December 31st. This is 911 training for the dispatchers.
Okay, thank you. And B, engineers, Rick?
He is change order number 1 and final with Eclipse Company LLC for the Key Road Bridge Replacement Project in the amount of $1,451.09, also non-general.
Okay, thanks, Rick. C, facilities, Allen?
Morning, Commissioners. This is a change order number 1 with Waste Management Incorporated to include 825 Bed Road to the waste removal services in the amount of $2,240.40 per year. It's out of general fund.
Okay, thank you. And D, lead base. Lead, anyone here?
Mute, unmute.
Unmute.
Sorry about that. Said change order number 1 with American Pinnacle Construction for unforeseen lead hazard control, healthy homes work at 920 Maryland, in the amount of $1,725 non-general.
Okay, thank you. Number 3, change orders, A through D. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve change orders.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy-Agati?
Yes. Number 1, resolutions, additions. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve resolutions
Oh
additions.
my God.
I know. A lot of signing.
End of the year.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy-Agati?
Yes. Number 2, resolutions. A is the commissioners, engineers. Resolutions dedicating Mahoning Avenue Bridge number 33 over the Meander Reservoir in the honor of the Purple Heart veterans per the request of the Military Order of Purple Hearts, Chapter 606. And what we will do at the end of the meeting, we will address everything relating to that. So we're just going to continue on with our agenda right now. B, Commissioners O and B.
Commissioner, this is a resolution, this is to amend a resolution 21-12-017 for the purchase of one 2022 Spinster mobile office from Faber Specialty Vehicles in additional amount of $7,133. This was for veteran services.
Okay. And C is the Commissioners O and V. Audrey as well.
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment of $5,190.67 to City Printing Company, Inc. for 2 additional pages that was added to the newsletter. Due to timing, we had to go ahead and move forward with it.
Okay. And D, EMA OMB grants.
This is a resolution for moral obligation to fight a Freightliner in Youngstown. We had to get 3 competitive bids, and this was the cost for getting one of the competitive bids to $367.74 to FIDA. If I could, I'll go on to E and F.
Yes,
E
please.
is a resolution to accept the LEPC grant. There's an annual grant given to the EMA and LEPC. And F is a resolution to accept the FY 2021 EMPG award for the EMAs and their ARPA funds. And it will be to $41,350. And there will be a local match at the same amount.
Okay, thank you. G, engineers. Rick?
This is a resolution authorizing the president of the board to prepare a submit application to participate in the 2023 Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement Program for the Mahoning County Road and Bridge Safety Upgrades.
Okay, thanks, Rick. H, Jobs and Family Services. Audrey?
Okay, good morning again. Job and Family Service resolution approving the settlement agreement and release with ASME Local 2000.
All right. I, lead base. Phil?
This is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment, $4,500 to Mark Biscuit for sewer line or sanitary line replacement. That was an emergency repair at 748.
Okay. And J, Sheriff's Joe?
Good morning, everyone. This is a resolution of necessity to purchase 2 vehicles, a 2014 and a 2016 Ford Fusion from the Ohio Surplus Vehicle Depot in the amount of $13,400. That's to replace and supplement units.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Number 2, resolutions A through J. Do I hear a
A
motion?
motion to approve resolutions.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes. And before we get on with our presentations to for the Purple Heart Award, I just wanted you to know that that $7,133 with the ARPA funding is for the mobile vehicle that the veterans will be using to go through the county and help all of our veterans that can't really get to their office. I think it's great. I think the Veterans Commission and the lodges that have helped on that, that's gonna be the greatest thing for some of our veterans that are out, Sebring and places like that where you really can't, if they have some issues, they can't get there and they could go.
Well,
So
let's
that was,
clarify that that's just that's extra money needed. The total cost of it was, do you remember? Leo, do you
do you
remember?
remember
247.
Almost
$247?
$250,000.
Wow.
And that's, an acting office on
Right.
wheels that we can go to anybody that's in a nursing home or they're at work, get a little break. We'll provide the mobile vehicle there and we'll handle all their needs, whether it be funeral, extra money or whatever their need is, we'll be able to go now out to them. And hopefully we can get the utilization of the clinic where we can park in the parking lot. Anybody coming in and out needs a claim
Wow,
done
that's the
or
greatest
whatever,
thing.
we'll be there to service.
That is the greatest thing. I think with three of us, that would probably been something that really touched our hearts, is to be able to go out and have some, what an idea that was.
Doreen's gonna drive, isn't she?
Most definitely. But this is Herm Brewer from Trumbull County, the director over there, and
So you're the
we're
driver?
hoping there's a follow-up,
Oh,
and this
okay.
becomes,
Good.
nationwide. That
Well-
we can go out there and service the veteran that can't come to us.
God bless you.
And who's
You'd
the
be surprised
first?
how many can't, have no transportation,
Right.
or if they have it, they can't get transportation back. So
Yeah.
it's an invaluable tool for us to, keep servicing our brothers and sisters to whatever their needs are.
And we're the first in the country to do that?
I think the second.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're the second.
Well,
But-
good.
This is the beauty part. Our commissioners are with us. Our commissioners want it probably as bad as we do. So that's a big plus. They had a fight to get theirs. But
Not here.
we're proud to say
We got good
we've got
people. Thank
commissioners
you.
ask us all the time, how can I help? And it's working.
Thank you.
Thank
We-
you. No,
We
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, well, that's the conclusion of our meeting. And we'll just go right into the presentation. And do we have the resolution
No,
here?
Holly was gonna bring it, remember?
She said she's coming.
Is she coming down? Okay,
Who's?
Holly's gonna bring
She-
me.
Yeah, she kept.
You know what, maybe let Leo,
Yeah.
Leo, do you wanna talk?
Sure,
You know,
You, Mr. Butler.
yeah. Why don't you,
Yeah, I'll
Tell us
start the
about that.
presentation.
Here.
First of all, let me say, good morning to everybody, but a beautiful morning. The Purple Heart ordered this weather, by the way. This is special for us. But before I begin, I always begin by thanking my God. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I want to just take a moment to thank my lovely wife. She did this, and
wow.
I couldn't convince anybody that I did it, so I know I got to give her the credit. With that being said, let's get down to business. I want to tell you, and I want to suggest that I give you just a little summation of what a Purple Heart Trail is. Now, the Purple Heart Trail started in 1992 at one of our conventions, and a guy named Frank L. Kuhn Jr. Come up with the idea, so he put a resolution in, they got it passed. And what it is right now, we're in 45 states and 2 countries, Puerto Rico and Guam. And the purpose of it was to expose the Purple Heart. I always said, I'm a firm believer, I used to get mad when they talk about Vietnam. And then I said, if I don't educate the people out here, that 99%, then it's on me, it's my fault. So with the Purple Heart, I think we're in the same path as that. But to tell you what the Purple Heart Trail is about, was established in 1992 for the Military Order of Purple Heart to be symbolic trail that commemorates and honors all men and women who have been wounded or killed in combat while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. The trail originated in Mount Vernon, Virginia, the burial location of General George Washington, who, as you know, started the Purple Heart in 1782. So it goes back, and actually it was the merit badge, and then it was changed in 1932 by General Douglas MacArthur to be the Medal of the Purple Heart. It travels across the United States and overseas. The signature program consists designated extended symbols of roads, highways, bridges, and memorials that pay tribute to the recipients of the Purple Heart Medal and act as a visual reminder of those traveling that others have paid a high price for the freedom. The tradition of the Purple Heart dates back to the Revolutionary War, like I said, George Washington, and the badge of merit to honor the gallantry. And then in 1932, it got changed. The idea of the Purple Heart Trail comes from Frank J. Kuntz. It was out of New Jersey's convention. And there they put the resolution in, it passed, and lucky for us, it did. On this day, August 7th, 20, we commemorate, and this was the commemoration they did established in Mount Vernon. So this Purple Trail is if you're traveling, parents of ones that have gotten killed in Vietnam or whatever war, their families can see, we're not going to forget them. We're always going to have our brothers and sisters in our mind, regardless of where we travel. Now, the sign where that comes in is to teach you people, the ones that don't know what the Purple Heart is. The young kids coming up don't have a clue. So this is our job now, is to make sure, and this is just one of the tools we use to educate them about the Purple Heart. My good friend Clint Ray from Austintown brought this idea up in Austintown. We wanted it over there by Meander, and thanks for him. Well, everybody here that's in the Purple Heart thinks about our brothers and sisters and how can we teach the people that don't know about them? How do we do that? It warms our heart. Like when I go through Canton, I think it was 76 or 71, they have a big gigantic sign, same thing, Ohio Military for the Purple Heart Memorial. And it brought a smile from here to here to see that. And what it did for me, it says, that's for the ones that got the Purple Heart but never seen it. That's for the ones that give up their life. There was maybe 1.9 million in all the wars. The highest, I believe, was 1 million and change was from World War II. That was the most Purple Hearts given. But the total amount given, it's between, you get different numbers, between 1.8 million and 2 million got the Purple Heart, including myself. And I'm proud to see this organization just doesn't stop there. They don't forget us that spilled blood or us that have died for what we did over there in the name of freedom.
Leo, just like the sign you had put up in the downtown Youngstown as well.
Yeah.
Youngstown,
Welcome
as the
to-
city
we
became.
did warn.
The city became.
We did warn in front of Mr. Brewer's Trumbull County Veteran Services. Mrs. Sauer that owns the car lot, she paid for a $20,000 memorial to our battlefield. You'll see the battlefield cross there. Herm Brewer was like 90% in it, putting it together. A lot of work was put into it, like anything we do. And keep in mind, none of us get paid. A lot of people say, well, no, all right, we don't get paid to do what we do. One year, they give me 2 pins for 3,000 volunteer hours that they registered that I did. And it's
Nice pens, though. They're nice pens.
Yeah, and it does my heart good to see somebody recognize what we're doing. Because a lot of them think we're out here, we get paid. We don't get paid a dime, nor would we accept a dime.
Leo, can I say one thing? I remember it was a couple of years back, maybe longer, and we were sitting in your kitchen and you were telling me a
Yeah.
story about how you were going to try to get, and I'm at a loss of exactly what issue it was because you championed so many on behalf of the veterans.
Thank you.
But you were down in Columbus or you were in Washington, and you were sitting in a conference room with a group of people, and you were there numerous times, over and over and over, trying to get recognition or something done on behalf of the veterans. And you said, let's go around the room. Remember the story? How many of you sitting here, raise your hand, how many of you sitting here volunteering your time today? And not one of them,
Yeah.
not one of them was able to raise their hand.
And it does my heart good because it gives me more power to get something done.
Yes.
And when I get done, it's for all of us. Leo Conley, I'm in the fourth quarter. I'm 75 years old. I'm in the fourth quarter. So now it's up to the people that I leave behind, the kids I leave behind that paid the price. I need to tell them, you need to take this baton and move on with it. You need to let people know what we're about. And the only way you can do that is we got to educate them. Right. They don't know that I killed a guy, I cut a guy's throat. They don't know that he stabbed me. So if I put that story out and they know a price was paid for you to sit and enjoy all of this, that does my heart good, it does our members good, the respect that we get. Dave, I've been in restaurants, I was sitting there 20 minutes after eating, I'm going, where's the bill? He said, your bill was paid 20 minutes ago. Everywhere I go, that happens, and it doesn't mind, it's their way of saying, we respect you guys.
God bless you.
And you know what, you guys have done so much, Leo, with your group, all your groups, that we need to recruit. I mean, I'm back in your Vietnam and that, but we need to recruit these younger people that have done all of the wars to start
Carol, we
stepping
do. I
forward
mean,
and do that.
I've
I
been
just
trying to
don't
reach out here
understand
to
why-
Afghanistan, Iraq, Desert Storm,
We just,
endlessly.
different generation, but they need to come back and say, hey, look, I can help somebody. Let me go join
No.
a chapter and just give a couple hours a month.
Well, I think once they hear guys like me that have spilled blood, guys like Herm, Clinton, Mark over there, guys like us that spilled blood, that tell the story, they go, yeah, that's
And
me.
Jimmy was in Nam.
Yeah, Jimmy was in Vietnam, and to be, they hear me talking about it, it's like when I quit drinking 50-some years ago. They heard a guy that was a drunk tell his story, so you go, well, maybe I'll try it. I've turned more guys around on drinking than anything, and just like our story, I mean, I have guys that literally sat there and cried because they may have killed somebody over there, and it just don't go away. It never goes away. I remember cutting the guy's throat. I mean, I just slid across and cut his throat. That don't just go away. Now, I learned how to comfort myself with it, but that's why I do what I do. God's blessed me 100 times over. If it ain't for God, nothing happens. I mean, I'm here because of him. But I definitely want the respect to my brothers and sisters. You know, a lot of people don't know 8 women are on that wall. There's 8 nurses that got killed over there. I was just reading the story where the one got the Brown Star, and I think her name was Long. And she was a nurse over there, volunteer story. We got a girl, I believe, from Canton or Akron, told her story. Well, I could sit here and talk all day. I'm one of those guys that you think, I wish he'd shut up. But at this point, I would like to have the commissioners come up.
Hey, Leo, real quick, I just want to not only commend you and Herm and everyone here for all of your service,
Thank you.
but all those flags that you see draped on the bridges when you go over, Mr. Leo Conley, he actually sweeps the bridge clean in Austintown when he's up there fixing the flags. And also what you did with the Purple Heart parking spaces
Yeah.
and signs, and I see them everywhere. And as soon as I see that, I think of you.
You know,
I
well,
commend you.
Let me tell you that story. I got mad one day because I never seen nobody honoring women.
Thank
Wait a minute. I know women that have given their life up. I have brothers and sisters that got the Purple Heart. So I said, I'm going to get a bridge dedicated to the women. So I had to go down to Columbus to give the spill with Michelle Hagan.
Right.
And so we went down to give our resolution. And I see flags going across this bridge down there by Columbus. And I go, wow, how about that? I'll put the flags and have the thing to the women. So Ron Hostler, one of our commissioners, says to me, how about any way you come into Mahoning County? I don't know. I said, let me go out and see if I can raise the money. The money was like $5,400. So I did my magic. I raised the money. I got the flags because they had to add grommets. It was like 50-some hundred. And since then, we've tried to maintain it. But that's how it all come about. And like I said, there was 8 women on the wall. So, but nobody ever talks about that. They always talk about us guys. There's women that sacrificed their life. One, a bomb come in, she was in the tent, and the shrapnel just tore her apart.
Yep.
That story's never been told. And I go, why? Why, when you go up the road, why don't they honor the women? So I made sure that, you were there. I mean, I made sure it happened.
Leo, this Saturday, my wife's aunt, our Aunt Emily Crucial,
Yeah.
turns 87, and she's a lieutenant colonel. And she was in Vietnam as a nurse in Vietnam. And then when she came back from Nam, She became a emergency room nurse and retired after about 35 or 40 years as an emergency room nurse. And she still goes out to present the flags and is part of the gun salute, the 21 gun salute goes to funerals. And it's her birthday Saturday, and we're celebrating.
Is she a
her birthday.
nurse now?
She's a nurse. No, she was a nurse. She's 87. And
I'll bring her
retired.
one of our,
And
I'll
retired.
come out and bring her one of our pins.
Yeah.
You should text me and let me know.
Yeah.
I'll come over, I'll bring the coffee.
Yeah.
Make her pay for it. But see, that's the
And
sad part.
she's still tough,
And-
let me
and-
tell you,
And actually,
very tough.
actually, her best friend, Angie Cemento, was a nurse too, and the same in Vietnam and in the emergency room. And now they share a home together in Poland, and they live, so they'll both be there, so.
And you know what's sad? A good, I don't know what percentage, I would just throw a number out there, are volunteers.
Yeah.
They volunteered to go over to do the nursing over there, to train the Vietnamese over there how to take care of their wounded soldiers. So most of them went over for training where a bomb hit or a mortar hit. And the one girl, she got tore up with shrapnel. She ended up living. She got tore up with, and she's over there on a volunteer basis. So, yeah, and it's sad. So now we get to tell that story. We get that story out there. And one of these days when I can muscle Jerry Ricciuti, I'd like to see, I would even like to see your aunt do a story, tell her story on TV.
Yeah.
I think that's a great project.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, we got to get back to work.
I mean, Herman, did you
Commissioners,
want to
would you
say
please come
anything?
up?
We have to read this for the.
Oh, okay, cool, all
Yeah.
right.
So maybe you guys read the proclamation and then I'll do this part.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
You got better eyes than all.
We'll do that.
Just give it to me.
Do that.
Sure.
You want my glasses, because I can't see that small.
I got it.
That's what happens when I'm in Leo's range.
You want
Well,
to come
not
up?
really. Do you want us to give you our resolution first before we do
Yeah,
that?
Either way,
Let's do
All right,
that.
Anthony, do you want to
you want
read
to come in
it?
front of here?
Okay.
Yeah. It's in front of.
I want to say something too, so why don't you go over?
I've been taking my eye vitamins. This is a resolution by the county commissioners, myself, Carol Rigetti, and David Gutzler, in honor of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 606. The Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration still in present use and was initially created by George Washington in 1782 as the badge of military merit. And whereas the Purple Heart was the first American service made available to the common soldier and is awarded to any member of the United States Armed Services wounded or killed in battle with the declared enemy of the United States. The mission of the Military Order of Purple Heart, chartered by an act of Congress, is to foster an environment and goodwill among the combat wounded veteran members and their families, to promote patriotism, to support related legislative initiatives, and most importantly, to make sure we never forget the sacrifices made by those so decorated. Whereas there have been many former Mahoning County residents who made the ultimate sacrifice in giving their lives in the cause of freedom. Many of those people are here in this room. There are numerous combat wounded veterans who currently reside within the county, and as the Purple Heart awardees who contribute to their community to countless ways. Mahoning County falls within the purview of Chapter 606 of the Military Order of the Purple Heart and wishes to pledge its strong support for the noble organization and for those who put their lives at risk to service of their country and their fellow citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Mahoning County Commissioners does hereby declare and wishes to pledge strong support for this noble organization. The Board of Commissioners does declare that honor and gratitude be bestowed upon the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 606. Be it further resolved that upon the recommendation of Patrick Genetti, Mahoning County Engineer, the Mahoning Avenue Bridge number 33 over the Meander Reservoir be dedicated and named the Military Order of the Purple Heart Memorial Bridge. It was moved by Mr. Ditzler, seconded by Mr. Trafficani, that the foregoing resolution be approved this 10th day of November 2022. Leo, this is for you, for all your service.
This is for all my brothers and sisters, the ones that couldn't be here and the ones that are here. This is in honor of them. And I thank the commissioner.
Yeah.
He's the director, I apologize. He's the commander of 606 Herm Brewer, and he's also the executive director at Trumbull County Veteran Services.
So now that Leo's done talking, if you guys need to change the tapes. Change the tapes. So no, but thank you guys all for being here. This is really a special day. I do have the traditional ritual that I'll read from our manual and then want to be able to thank everybody. It is Military Appreciation Month, so it's really, it's fitting that we're doing this today. Today is also the Marine Corps birthday, so happy birthday to my brothers and sisters in the Marine Corps. We know that you guys are always a Marine, so thank you guys for that. So in the name of chapter number 606, Department of Ohio Military Order of the Purple Heart of the USA, I now dedicate this memorial bridge to the welfare and enjoyment of our chapter and community. May it ever remind us that true service is in action, not sentiment alone. We dedicate, not inanimate, beautifully formed figure of metal or stone, but a contribution to our daily life, which we will ever guard in commemoration of our fellow patriots who have departed this life. So just another couple words. So it's been said that there's a very fine line between those who wear the Purple Heart and those who have the medal presented to their family along with a casket flag. That fine line can be measured in centimeters. The individual that wears it proudly today may have turned left. They may have fallen. Something that changed the trajectory of the bullet or the shrapnel, it changed the trajectory so that the individual would be wounded and not killed. But it also changed the trajectory of their life, whatever it was that made it so that they could come home from war when their brother or sister did not. That knowledge would be their burden. It would be their choice of what to do with their life when their brother or sister was not given that choice. So it is ours to carry on in their memory so that their sacrifice is never forgotten. It's ceremonies like this where we can honor that legacy with the help of Commissioners Trafficani, Ditzler, and Righetti that assure that their memories will last. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a plaque to present you guys to.
Yeah, I get that. Right here, we're gonna do this.
Thank you. Got it.
Doreen did this. Didn't Doreen do the decorating one?
Well, I will tell you, thank you for starting to honor the women
Oh,
in the
without question.
military. That, you know, that's my big
In fact,
deal.
I gotta speak, November 16th at the Women's.
I know you do. That's my club.
Carol, on behalf of the Military Order of Purple Heart 606, I want to give the commissioners their respect for all that you have done for us. Whenever we've come to you and asked you for anything, you've been right there, and sometimes you come to us, some things we don't need, and you're there for us. The Military Order of Purple Heart Special Recognition Award, November 10th, 2022, is bestowed with pride. The Mahoning County Commissioners, Anthony Trafficani, Dave Ditzler, and Carol Righetti, on behalf of the combat wounded men and women of Northeastern Ohio, thank you for your continued support and recognition of those who have sacrificed their blood for our freedom. Your act will ensure that the residents now and in the future will understand the true cost of freedom. Presented by the Military Order of Purple Heart, Chapter 606. Thank you for all your support. All right, you get on that, and can we move this?
Absolutely, it's on wheels.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
All right, you three stand back here.
Okay.
Herman and I will get
I'll
on
get on
each
this
end,
side.
and Clinton Ray, for your honor, for bringing this up, this is for you, brother.
Thank you.
time you go past this sign, just say a little prayer for the ones that couldn't be here. This is for them.
Could we?
Leo,
And Leo,
that's big. It is, huh?
Military.
They won't miss
yeah,
this.
can we have all the military that are actually military
Mark.
veterans?
Clinton,
Come on over so we can have a picture with everyone.
The military.
Anybody that was in
No,
the
sir.
military that. that's
Anybody
here,
who's in the
let's take a
military.
Picture. Jimmy's here. You want me to move? Come on, I want you to be seen.
come on, old man, that's for you.
You can get on the other side of Jim too.
Got it?
I got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't let it hit the ground. Mm-mm.
All right,
And please spread the word.
thank you. Thank you for coming. That concludes our ceremony and our meeting. So thank you. Oh, Jimmy, did you want to say something? Sure. All right, 1 minute, please. 1 minute,
Where do you want me to say it from?
right here.
Okay.
Jimmy wanted to say something.
Oh,
Being it's going to be Veterans Day and being the time of Vietnam veterans, I want to talk about the 103 names on our wall, Mahoning County, all Purple Heart. I want you to think 1 second, and if health-wise you can, hold your breath a second. What were they thinking their last breath? I'm hurt, my loved ones, and why? It's still why. It never goes away. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. And do I have a motion a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler. Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for coming. This was probably one of our better meetings, meaningful presentations for our people.
Thank you